back in effect. Now, before we go any further with this more than needed lesson, we'll have to, y'all have to get out your feelings. Now, that's if you about the business of taking this information and bettering yourself, and if you so desire, spreading information and bettering the world to whatever degree possible. Because it's not pretty. Now, I haven't quite got a chance to sit. So I want to deal with both. I don't want to just point out the flaws of the woman, but I think that's the most important place to start. And you'll see why when I get into this scholarship. I don't want people to think, oh, well, you just going in on the women. And we talk a little shit, you know, a sprinkle of it, might as well, because I'm not really into it before women gonna do it, but people gonna do it anyway, the whole battle of the sex and shit, so. But this is not what the fuck we here for. To be quite frank with you, it's the opposite. It's about the union. Don't take what I'm telling you and use it or think that I'm saying this to create a divide. It's the total opposite. I'm trying to undo what this shit has done. For one. But before I get back onto the back on the woman, the black woman, a woman period, but black women definitely. I even go as far as to just give y'all a little nugget of what I came up with the masculine aspect of things. Now, one thing there's a problem with men as providers, or those that are in positions to be providers. What can be a problem is, see, and this can go both ways, but since we have a general sense of saying the man is supposed to be the breadwinner and all this shit, we'll start there. Now, women have a tendency to become fully dependent on men. It's either that or they're not dependent on men, and they're independent, and then they have some type of discrepancy towards men. They use their independence as a weapon or a way to justify their combativeness towards men. I don't have to listen to him or fuck me, and I make my own money, and I'm this, that, and the third, or whatever. And men, if they're not properly balanced or have a sense of fairness about themselves, say a woman that's looking for a man to take care of her, meets her match or meets what she's looking for. So she finds that dude who's willing to, we'll just give you a hypothetical scenario. She finds that dude who's willing to do that. So that would be the flaw of the man. The woman is the absorber or the taker or the taker of the dark energy is the absorber of light. So the man will be the light, the woman will be the dark energy. When we're speaking about this energy being manifested within the terms of sex, male and female. One problem, see, that's where the whole term spoil come from. A man that does not have a balance and that's willing to just give, and doesn't see himself on receiving in things as opposed to receiving a fucking. Let me not go there, but really. See, a man that doesn't see himself as worthy of receiving, he'll always be giving. But life is about give and take, compromise. I can't stress that enough. It's not about, oh, she's the woman and I have to give her anything she's. See, we think we mistake chivalry with we mistake over giving or giving too much with chivalry. Oh, I gotta do everything my queen says because she's the queen, so I need to fall on my knees and sniff her toenails, and if she tells me to bend over backwards, I should bend over backwards because the queen said it. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way, man. Please believe that it doesn't work that way. Unless you want to live, like that. That's your business. But not me. I've never been that guy. I don't ever let everybody fool you, man. I always had some type of. That's why I'm telling y'all in the last one, being a player and having that Mac-ism about yourself all my life. That protected me from these, because I've seen it. I'll tell you the story. I got this girl phone number, called her one day. She's like, we up here at AHA. And I'm just being funny. I was like, man, you should have invited me to the little breakfast, whatever. She said, oh, you can still come up here. We still here. We finished eating. You can come get the bill, though. I'm like, come get the bill? That type of shit. You see what I'm saying? Now, let's see. If I was to ask a normal person, so I have to specify, because that type of mentality and that's why I say specifically about black people. Now, I don't know what white people go through. I'm not specialized in their. I was thinking the other day, I was like, I want to do white dudes go through baby mama drama, because when you think about that, so if when you hear the term baby mama drama, first thing you think is black people, and don't act like I'm lying here. You know that ain't no shit. You don't hear. And if you do hear some white folks say that shit, it's damn near a parody or something. But I have to actually ask myself that one day. I wonder what, because I don't know. And I never really, you see that outside of movies and stuff like that. But I don't have time to, maybe I need to sit down. Maybe I'll be somebody to do later, sit down and go watch some white flicks or something and do some psychoanalyzation in regards to that matter. But so I have to speak. I would. What I was going to say was I have to go and, if I was to go and just, because don't get it twisted, man. What's considered black culture is not normal. It's normalized because we think it's normalized, and we think all this. We got to the point now where we think we're supposed to cheat. And we think we're supposed to be around here busting our windows. Oh, that just come with the territory. Oh, I'm finna put that nigga on child support. Oh, I'm finna fuck her homegirl. Oh, let me go to the club. And we think these things are normal to the point to where I don't even think it registers in them. I don't even think the average dude, nigga, and I do mean nigga when I say this, I don't think the average nigga even have it in his mind to, it's the average nigga. I know some, including myself, but I can give you another example. Even with guys I'm not even too fond of anymore. That's neither here nor there. But but I'm a real nigga, so I can show you a dude who was about that life when it comes to being, we go to the club and I can't fuck with them hoes. I got a baby at home, and I commend that. Same with me. I was the same way. I only have been in two or three serious relationships. I'll just say two, really. But three. But the third one was, ironically speaking, only one I didn't really been in since I've been home was the young girl, the 19-year-old chick. Outside of that, I just been gigolo, baby. A gigolo, baby. Let me stop. So I want my humor to be taken as insanity. You know, people are, especially given that I want to say this too. You ever go look at my old page, Starface? I was getting mixed up. I think the old one was Starface Summer though. No, this one's Starface Summer. That one was Starface Spaceship. You ever go look at my old YouTube page? For one, I didn't pick the thumbnails. So the thumbnails, they catch a nigga in some weird moment because you know I like to be animated and talk. And so they catch a nigga looking crazy. And sometimes I think that shit on purpose to kind of, because that was a part of the campaign that they was running on me. I can tell by whatever was going on when they was trying to get the people around me. One of the things was, he's crazy. Because they knew I was finna get on, I was finna start speaking. But I started off just, before I started speaking on YouTube, I started posting shit on Facebook. So whatever they, you know, they got these spies and shit, the government or whatever you want to call it, or whatever, pseudo powers that be. So when they started putting their little campaign down, I can tell one of the things they did was start getting the people around me and trying to convince them that I was losing my mind or something. Then they take your support. So when you out wandering and lost and ain't got no money and shit, malnourished, getting skinny and shit, because you can't eat and shit, then they try to say, oh, you smoking crack, or, and then you look, when you go from full face and shine to a state of malnourishment, you look throwed out, and they're like, something must be wrong with them. And it really is not, it don't, the whole thing be, no, look, I don't have no bread, I need food, but I need dollars. So, that campaign, they was trying to run that campaign. So when you go and look at my old shit, I was coming off, that was really, still, really even I was basically coming out of a state of homelessness and all that shit when you saw me making those videos. A brief one. I don't want to make it seem like I was out here for 4 and 5 years like that. Grateful I wasn't. So when you go and look at those videos, if I look a little crazy or I seem a little aggravated, it's because I was under a whole lot of attacks and shit. So yeah, but trust me, man, I got niggas that'll tell you, tell my little partner, he was on psych meds and shit before he came to the unit we was on. And when he came to the unit, that was right when I had just came into the knowledge of self. So I was building with him and chopping up with him. And after about 2 months of me chopping up with him, he said, you know what, bro? Man, I hope I can touch with this nigga, man. Been through so much shit, and then I don't be wanting, I start going through my shit. I kind of shy away from people so they don't get, shit don't rub off from them and all that shit, whatever. So I think wrote them in a minute or whatever. But, a nigga say, man, you know what, bro? Because he was still on psych meds when I was talking to him. And he was like, you know what, man? You say the shit you talk, the things you tell me and the shit you been teaching me got me off psych meds. He say the psych meds never did that for me. Therefore, admitting to the fact that he was going through something, and I ain't gonna go into his case, but it was some heavy shit. So he wasn't crazy, but I will say this much, but I won't go into details. His situation was relevant to what we're doing, what I'm talking about right now. Dealing with women, relationship shit. He spazzed out, something happened, and it kind of threw him off. He kind of made a irrational decision, which is why it's good to keep your emotions, i.e. a feminine quality, in check. Which is probably why he was the one I told that to about the emotional waters and the sun shining down on the emotional waters, causing the tears and all that. That's why I left that to. Not with that in mind. Not with the. This just coming to me right now. Not with the fact that it was just he was one of the closest cats to me, and I wanted to leave him with that. I think I wrote it down and I gave it to him. I told it to him too, but I wrote it down. And nigga was like, "Man, where you come up with this shit from?" I was like, "All from the head, baby. Just from all the shit I've been putting together." So, shout out to my little bro though, man. I love that guy. But he was like, man, you got me off psych meds, bro. He was like, you are the one that made me realize I'm not crazy. I had to, he was like, your words of wisdom or whatever. That's why I bottled, that's why when I started going through it, and it heard somebody and get too deep into particulars, but I was living somewhere, one place, overheard somebody say, look at him, he look like he's slow. Like, I heard this shit. I didn't respond, but I overheard him saying this shit because I was financially fucked up. Clothes, all my clothes and shit was old. Malnourished. And when you malnourished, you not crazy, but it does. That's why the poverty that we went through as a people is is the main reason why we so fucked up today as a collective whole. All these mental problems we have and shit, we don't get into it. But I just want to clear that up because that's one of the ways they needed the Father of Allah, peace to the God. When I say Father of Allah, I'm talking about the founder of the 5% nation of God on earth. They threw him in it when he started telling people you are the true, the black man, the black woman, but telling the black man you are the true and living God, and the woman she was the earth. They locked him up in a crazy house. And you know how he got out of that? What? It's like, op these. One of my big homies used to say that shit. Op these. That's another word for game or talking or knowledge or whatever. But like when you macking a chick, you trying to run you running your game. Op these. Got in front of that judge and they had to let him go. They had to free him because they know. So once they said, nah, this nigga ain't crazy, you can't hold him on this shit because he just know what the fuck he's talking about. So peace to the God, man. But and don't let that shit fool you too. That's just me, man. I be looking, my eyes keep buck back because I get excited. Don't let all that shit fool you. There's nothing wrong with me. Like I say, nigga, there ain't nothing wrong with me outside of the fact that nigga pockets are a little light. Light, fuck a little. But whatever, man. Nigga get through it, I guess. I figured shit, ain't nobody, that ain't been here before, I guess. Just gotta figure it out. This why nigga said, you see why niggas sell drugs, though. The job ain't the easiest for niggas. Not because I'm a fucked up person, just, man, it's a little story. But anyway, we'll get to it. But, so, let me dial it back. I don't want to go too far off on a tangent. But, so, when you hear the word spoil, you spoiled. Spoiled is not, when you say spoiled, to me, it means to turn something rotten or turn something bad, right? Having a kid, take a kid for example. We'll get back to the relationship. We take a kid for example. Being able to provide that kid with what they want. I personally feel certain things they're not going to buy. Certain things, if you're able to provide a kid with, are you financially able to do this, provide them whatever they want, I even go as far as to say do it, but you have to be able to balance it out. So, especially if you see that they're, that's why even if you could, it'd be best if you didn't let them know that they had this type of access. So when things come up, you see things that they won't come up, you could break it up and say, okay, he be talking about this, or be looking at that on TV, or yelling about this toy. Man, I want one of these. You have to bust it down. I'm not saying you just have to wait all the time, but sometimes you give them some shit on their birthday, then some shit you get to them on Christmas. Then a little shit in between, little specs or whatever. You not saying you have to deprive them, but when you make them feel like they can get anything they want at any time, I can see where they can lead to trouble or whatever, or develop negative characteristics within their mentality. You can just see that in the mentality. I might have to that might be another lesson within itself. And we're still doing this in honor of baby girl. Shout out to Static Major, man. I think, let me see. Today's his birthday. One of the super friends.
One of the comments.
I think that's his birthday, or I can't remember. I seen it on Instagram today. So it wouldn't be right if I didn't acknowledge that. But and then it all depends on the kid. And how they deal with it. But the woman is the same way. The more and more you feel like, the more and more you make a woman feel like she can get anything she wants. Those moments when you tell her no, or you feel something, it's something that you don't want to do for whatever reason, or something you don't want to give for whatever reason, or even just for the sake of knowing how to do without sometimes, just in case you have to do without sometimes. That's why a lot you hear stories about a lot of rich white people, when they fall off and go broke, they kill themselves because they don't know how to deal with not having. Us, it's business as usual. But you can look at the mentality of rap, especially these kids these days, or the rappers these days. But you say this from when the conspicuous consumption era of rap started, which was like started like 94, 95, but we just said from 2000 on up, when everybody started, you start seeing everybody with the, because mind you, hip hop never wasn't like that at first. Everybody wasn't pulling up in no big, it wasn't a prerequisite for you to have a fucking Bentley in your video. And go look at the old 90s videos. Go look at all the videos from the 70s all the way until at least the mid 90s. You're not gonna see much of the flossy and champagne out of a flute glass sipping shit. It's gonna be ghetto, hood ass nigga, hard times. And that's a fact, Jack. You had your little, and even the shit you do see when niggas go look at, let me show you what it, give you an example. Like I was finna say, and then when you do see some of that shit, the rare occasions, it's 9 times out of 10 is props and shit. Go look at the Roots video, Never Do What They Do. It's a video called Never Do by the Roots. They'll show you what I'm talking about. See how I can use our hip hop to teach you. I don't too much know about these days, but I can use our shit before they cut off before they start making a conscious effort to put an end to conscious music or music that can educate you. So all they wanted you to do was drink, party, and all that shit is cool too, because we did that too. But that element of education was missing. The element of even look at now. That's why I said I meant to say this in another video. You look at all these kids or these youngsters within the last 10 years, stacks of money and chains and all this shit. Now you see the music industry in a decline. Now I'm looking at them like, I wonder what they doing now. Cause I know, hope they invested or some shit. Cause I know that little shit drying up. So when you put that image out there, I ain't no broke bitch and I got this and that. When that money starts, see, we ain't have to worry about that. It don't matter if it's money or no money. Like I said, we was more so about the skill set of shit. Or we was talking about hood shit or whatever. That stage. So I don't have to worry about my upkeep or putting on an image of having 40 chains on and shit. To do what I do, I can write some shit right now, a whole album. And I ain't got $2, I got $4 in my pocket. I can write a whole album and ain't got to worry about what I'm going to do when the video comes. I was talking all that big money talking the damn song. Now I can't even, when I go on stage, I don't got to go get a fake chain and make it look like I'm matching the shit that I'm doing. And if I had some bread, that ain't even my, it's really, I'm not saying I wouldn't So I had fly shit, like that. I sprinkle it in there, because there's just more to talk about. It expands the shit. But I would never be the nigga that has to be the centerpiece. My shit is always about the actual skill and the talent and how I kick a nigga ass on the mic, that is. Even that shit. You shit when you tell a nigga, hey, don't fuck with me, and I will fuck you up in real life, but ultimately my shit is metaphorically ass whoopings, because that's what it's about, battle rap. In so many words, it's just me in the studio doing it. It ain't no me on stage in a smack DVD face to face with a nigga spitboxing. And not to say nothing's wrong with that, because that's really why all the damn genius, all that shit I'm talking about we used to do, it all got funneled into the battle era, the battle shit. And them niggas be on their shit. I might go watch some that shit today. It's been a minute since I looked at the old battle. But let me check out old Static Major, then we can get back to it. But I want to be accurate. Okay, yeah, this was the day he passed, 25th. Okay, so peace to the old Static Major on behalf of baby girl. So so the man being a provider, and we don't live in time. We live in time these days. In time we live in now, you might have to do your own shit. You might be fucking with a nigga that can do all that shit, but then you make yourself a prisoner to him, because when that person, once that person realizes, if they are of that, once that person realizes you're financially fucked off without them, they can use that against you. They use that to your advantage. So I think that would be one of the flaws that could occur when if a man don't understand himself. If I'm putting it right, but I am. But is that wording good enough for you? That's whatever. But anyway, that's why you see it all the time. Rich nigga got a financially dependent woman. That's why the women do sneaky shit, like have separate bank accounts and all this old dumb shit, so they can make, just in case the niggas beat them too much, or cheat on them too much, or mentally abuse them too much, they can exit out and have them a little, which that ain't no good shit either. I guess smart for them, I guess, but still some sneaky conniving type shit. That's why the nigga can control the situation more. And you find yourself taking a whole lot of shit, a whole lot of mental abuse, because you can't shake the nigga because you ain't got nowhere to go, because the nigga got all the bread. So he gonna handle you the way you want to handle it. If he's that type of guy. Either that, or he's gonna be too much of a simp, and then you ain't gonna respect that. And then you gonna start using him for the fucking bread, and then cheating on him with another nigga that's gonna probably abuse you to how you probably need to be abused, at least. I know that sounds funny, but if you take advantage of this man, then I don't see no problem with your ass going over here and getting advantage took of you. Maybe that you need to see that to wake you up and see that you fucking over this nigga. This is the thing. But anyway. So, but the man being a breadwinner, the provider, or the active principle, the giver, because the energy, because you need energy to move. You need money to get food for energy. So if he's bringing on the money, that's why money is green. The green corresponds to what we used to do before the white man cut us off from the natural land. The reason money is green because we equate green with prosperity. Prosperity because green is the color of the earth. The earth is what provides us with the food, the natural food. Know about all this GMO shit, but so he's being the son or the energy provider by bringing the money into the crib. Or even when you look at the word purse, the purse. The purse opens like a vagina. The energy, the sperm is synonymous with masculine energy. It goes into the opening or the purse. You get it? So that's why the woman is the caretaker of the house. So it's supposed to be. I know now. That's why it's good to know both, because we live in a time now where you have to know both, because you never know what this shit is so this shit is so mixed up. You never know which role you have to play at any time. You might have to be the goddamn. That's why you see movies like I guess Miss Doubtfire or I saw another movie with Bruce Willis, and he was like playing and here they say that it's a culture that used to do that, where the man would have to be the housekeeper and the woman would have to do the thing just so they can have a balance of both. I can't remember that, but but that was a good ass movie, because when I saw it, I knew exactly what it was. The regular person would have seen it, they'd be like, man, this nigga dressed, they got him. It was a good person to use, Bruce Willis. You usually used to seeing him in masculine, die-hard type of roles. So for them to use him in that, Hulk Hogan played one, what was that shit called? I think Suburb. No, I forgot the name of it. But I can give you another example. Beauty Shop. I think it was the second one. Remember they had the dude in there who was they was looking at him like he was kind of fruity or something, because he was dancing and shit. He was like, used to listen to Salt and Pepper, and he used to do a lot of feminine shit. That's what they was trying to show you in that movie. They were trying to show you the nigga, he wasn't gay. They were trying to show you that the nigga was in tune with his feminine side though. But it was certain scenes in the movie to where if you didn't know what was going on, you'd be like, man, that nigga, that mother got some sugar in his tank. And it's like, nah. They're trying to show you the fact that he was a man working in a beauty shop. That's the yin and the yang. The beauty shop would be the darkness of the yin, right? Him in the movie, him working in the beauty shop as the only man would be that white dot. That sits inside the yin portion of the yin and the yang. Before I go too far, we take it back. But yeah, so the man's imbalance or lack of empathy could manifest as being over controlling in a situation. Women do that too. I see that too. Niggas who, that's why I never been that type of nigga to be dependent on a woman like that. Like, no niggas that do it, but even when it came to just trying to finesse a bitch out some bread or some shit, like now if I'm fucking with you, and I'm an independent type of nigga, so I always looked at it like, I never been quick to ask the woman for money, because I never wanted her to be, I always felt like that would make her look at me like I was less than. And that ain't always the case, but there's been times where, I'm not saying I haven't got money out of women before, but not pimping, I'm a Mac. Let's get that. But like my ex, like it'd be nigga needed something, say, bro, I'm fucked up. Ooh, she come through, blah. You know what I'm saying? Or shoot a nigga where she could or whatever. But because I always looked at it like niggas who I used to see lean on women like that, just trying to always finesse them out of bread. I used to always be like, you might as well just be a pimp, bro. Just stop being lazy and do it all the way. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. If I was the pimp, I wouldn't be no gorilla pimp. Now, I ain't that shit. I gotta beat a bitch. Please, wrong business. But that never was my thing though. I always been the type to try to get it my own, and stand on my own too. Now tricking it off, I ain't doing that either. You know, now we got a problem with taking a woman out on a date, lunch, get to know her, get acquainted with her, whatever, or if it's my girl, you know, do special things for her. But I ain't gonna let you abuse me either. You gonna let you abuse me for mine. I ain't, that's weak nigga shit. They stop respecting you, whether it be consciously or subconsciously. And then you will wonder why this bitch, that stand up, stomp down nigga that you're supposed to have in you as well, to match that chivalry. That's something they look for in men too. So you think just because you been into her every wheel, you doing something good, but eventually that part of you that you lacking, she gonna try to find in another man. And then you be wondering, why was she over here cheating over here? Because you too nice, nigga. Tell that bitch no. Sit your ass down. Eat them noodles, bitch. We'll be alright. Shit. Yeah. But I want to be, unfortunately, I don't think, but I ain't gonna say that, but let me just to be on the safe side, show you niggas what the fuck the yin and the yang sign is. And I want to be out on no goddamn excuses. You fuck that. I know niggas is lazy. You won't even go look the shit up. What is the yin and the yang? Yeah, I'll look it up later and never do it. And that's simple shit, really, but just to be on the safe side. I've seen crazier mother shit than. Okay, let me show you. Now you can see this bullshit. Yeah, man. Take heed to that shit, bro. Don't let these hoes play you sideways. Or these women play you sideways. With a 9 times out of 10. That's why I say with women too, you gonna be a hoe, man. Be honest, like Della Reese say in all the night. You gonna be a hoe, she say, I'm an honest hoe. Be an honest hoe. Don't be no sneaky hoe. Bitch, you don't sell pussy, sell pussy. If I gotta, don't tell me you're not a hoe, but then tell me I gotta have a certain amount of money or be of a certain status to deal with you. But you don't wanna be a hoe. I respect them hoes walking down the strip more than I respect that. But this is the yin and the yang. This is the yang, the woman. The light side is the man, the yang, or the yin. Excuse me. The yang is the white side, and the yin is the black side. That's the small drop of masculinity. You want to have it. You want to be this whole thing, but we'll just, for lack of a better way to put it, you come with this, and you want to expand this and have a whole thing eventually, and be both, without having to wear makeup and shit, man. Women, without having the fact you got to put a strap on, that's your thing, whatever. Even that shit is getting crazy. We gonna get into that, but I'll get that quick. Women went from, when I was growing up, used to hear this a lot. Well, let me get this out the way. This would be the guy in the beauty shop. In the beauty shop, he would be the dot. If this was the women or the beauty shop, this would be him, the white dot. That's what I was trying to show you in the movie. Okay. But that's another phenomenon I've seen. Well, I've noticed the extremes that women have went through, and men too, because it's like we went through a shift, it seems. So men went from being too over masculine to now niggas is feminine as fuck. But women used to say, when we was coming up, used to always be a thing. Girls don't like other girls, or I don't like women. Don't, or you hear, I only hang with the dudes because I don't like other women. That was like a common thing. You don't really hear that much. Now they like each other so much that they fuck each other more than they fuck men. Like even that shit is getting, I don't gonna lie. Niggas, we all be like, man, we want that threesome. I'm to the point now where I never had one, but would never turn one down. I'm to the point now where they done got so extreme with this shit. I'm like, I don't even want a bitch that's gay. I ain't gonna lie. On some fun, fling shit, whatever. But as far as a mate, I don't think I want that. Cause then you gotta worry about the bitch getting out of pocket with another bitch. Well, you might be on some. Well, I don't want you to fuck with no other niggas, but we can do threesomes. But then she fall in love with another bitch. The other bitch like, come on, girl, let's go over here and fuck with this other nigga. He ain't gonna know. And yeah, there go the trouble, there go the drama. So I'm just like, and give you niggas another thing. I'm gonna get to this, but let me get this out the way first. Probably better I do that. But this is if you give a fuck about the feelings of others, cause I do. But I'm the type of nigga. I don't want to be your first. I don't want to be the. Now, if you put it like this, I ain't the one that's gonna talk a motherfucking chick into having a threesome. If she so desires to want to do that and ask me, it'll be on her. Let me tell you why. I don't want to be the motherfucker you think. I don't want to be the nigga. Come on, baby, let's do it. Let's do it. We'll put the pressure on you, then you do it. And you might be with it for a minute, and then years down the line, we might ain't be together no more. But years down the line, that might be something you feel like you should have did, or you made a mistake. That shit might deeply scar you. I don't want to be the nigga, the source of that. You look back, well, it was that damn Sam talked me into that. I shouldn't have. Then next thing you know, I see you 6 years later. What's up, man? You looking at me weird, and I'm like, bitch, what? We left on amicable terms. Why you looking at me crazy? And you looking at me crazy because psychologically you are identifying me with that first mistake you made or you felt you made. So yeah, that shit is getting. That shit. Girls kissing girls and look at me, I'm tapping her ass. All that shit's getting. Do what you want to do though. I'm not knocking. I don't give a fuck what you do. That's your thing. Make sure that's your thing though, because if it ain't your thing, it's gonna sting down the line. But I go back to that vanity thing. That narcissist looking in the mirror. That's why when you see them women in the mirror on damn Instagram pics and shit, and they all this whole dumb shit. They really be feeling themselves too much. That's the narcissist thing. They not getting it though. They don't understand. So if I tell you that, you be like, oh, this nigga just talking shit. You ain't gonna take this as an educational. Take this as education to slow down your goddamn self. You see him looking in that mirror, I'm bad at bitches. These bitches be bad for your health. Bad, but bad for your health. Your mental health. Keep that in mind, fellas. So, but even that, y'all are so into the feminine, and y'all got so pro-feminine to the point where you don't even want no nigga. You just want another bitch you want to bump uglies with. Yeah, all that shit with. Like I said, I'm not turning down my college when it comes to that. Two bad bitches want to jump line. Hey, let's do it. But it'll be your idea. Or I ain't necessarily going on my way to try to convince you to do that shit. Because I'm from the old school, so that shit wasn't even just that part of that. You know, you see shit on flicks and shit, or porn or whatever, but it wasn't as common as it is today. But do what you want. You know how women get. You can't tell me what to do with my body. So, all right. That's why I don't. But you'll deal with the consequences of your damn self. It's just like y'all putting all this shit in your body. Just gel and shit, and silicone. And, man, I hope the next generation of women look at this shit and say no. And everybody don't gotta be no fucking Instagram bitch taking their drawers off and shit. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But please, little guy, tell your daughters they don't have to do that, man. But this shit is getting ridiculous. Every fucking girl named Mama's on Instagram and they drawers and shit. You make the next generation of women think that has to be that, and it's not. They don't have to be like that. Don't put me in the hypocrite box, because I'll be liking the pics and but it's an imbalance of this shit. Everybody don't have to do that, man. Somebody, we gotta have some women doing something else. Everybody can't be on OnlyFans selling ass. I'm watching girls that was one thing or had one image at one point. 3 years later, they on OnlyFans. You would have told me that 3 years ago that they would have like, nah, she's not her. Nah, she not. You don't have to do that, man. Choices though, you make your own choices. It's on you. I ain't gonna chastise y'all about this shit, but I just can't give you some game on both ends of the spectrum. so we can balance some shit out around here because everybody can't be no motherfucking Instagram model. Shit, you need some other shit around here. You need some motherfuckers, girls that's doing what I'm doing. Balance now though. Not no motherfucker that's gonna come on here trying to tell you how much better the man, the woman is better than the man. That's bullshit. And I need to get over that. But so I just want to tap on that, so y'all won't think that I'm just beating up on women or I'm just focusing on it. But the woman is more important. I'm gonna show you through this book. So let me make sure I got my point across with that. But yeah, that's how you spoil women, and you spoil them for the next nigga too, because so you fuck it up for everybody. When you make a woman think that the more men who make women feel like they don't have to bring them to the table, or like women be like, well, I ain't going 50-50. A man's supposed to provide everything. It's like we don't live in them times no more. We live in times where shit. Look at this account. Look at the economy now. Milk is $20 and shit or whatever. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. Look at the days and times now. It been like this. You should have been looking at it like this. Not just because the prices are high now. Even back then, even when I was coming up, it's not that type of thing no more. Niggas is we just coming out of the era of starving, can't get a job. It is still kind of a struggle for niggas to get a gig, depending on the type of nigga you is. Especially nigga with backbone, because a lot of these places don't want to hire. When they sense that you a nigga with backbone, they look at you as a threat, as opposed to somebody that's trying to work, do their thing. But a lot of places, like I say, this world is upside down. So the evil group is more evil than greedy people in positions of power. Just like the government and all that shit is evil, greedy people. The people eaters on power, that shit trickles down. So when they sense a nigga that's, when they sense people like us, that's why we sell dope and shit and do all this other shit that is designed like for that. They don't want niggas like us doing some shit, some legal shit. And the nigga they want is soft motherfuckers who they can run over. They see a nigga like me coming, they can sense the masculinity. So it's like, it's gonna be hard to get away with my bullyish ways with him, because he's not. I can tell he looks like one of them street guys. So when I try to run over him, I gotta run over these other people that's taking it. He's not gonna go for it. And you fucking right. You cordial and try to. Certain shit you gotta blow off, but it's certain shit out. It's to a point where like, nah, I'm not gonna. I'd rather sell dope than to let somebody demean me or go into a work environment where I don't feel comfortable when I go home. Because at the end of the day, I gotta live with me. Some people be like, well, man, you gotta get that money, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's like, yeah, but to a certain degree, I'm not finished. Keep doing some shit where I'm coming every day. Every time I go to work, I'm coming home mad. I should have told that bitch this. And you go home talking to your wife, yo, that bitch did this, that nigga did this. And I really want to slap his hand off, but I couldn't because I don't want to lose my check. And who wants to live like that, man? People just want to go to work, bro, make a living. At least me, I speak for myself. Because you got some motherfuckers that come in all the problem. It ain't always that. Sometimes it's the goddamn employee or the person that's the employee. That's the problem. So it goes both ways. You might be a cool boss or whatever, and an asshole employee come in and he doing dumb shit or whatever. So it goes both ways. But that's why I say you might have to be the motherfucking at least have the mentality, because it's a war. It's not, how the fuck we gonna, but you don't see that though. You don't think that we at war with society. You don't understand that this is real, especially this generation here. They more far removed from it. We removed we was see them. I was telling about them opportunities, all this rap money and entertainment money, all these new money millionaires and billionaires you see. It's caused you to forget that we come from hard times. Look at hip hop. Go look at the Bronx. Find out, for you youngsters, if you looking at this shit, find out the year hip hop was started and go look at where it came from. In that year, it was 79. Go look at the Bronx and look where this shit came from. I'm gonna pause. Give me 1 second. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck that's about. I be sitting chilling all day with no problems. As soon as I start getting in front of this camera and talking, my damn nose get the itch for this shit. I don't know what the fuck that's about. But yeah, man. And y'all perpetuate this shit through the music. So you got these little girls coming up thinking that I don't have to do shit, and the man's supposed to do everything, and the nigga is like, niggas is telling you, talking about how much they fucking over you and disrespecting you, but they can do it, and you gonna accept it, cause as long as they keep buying them Birkin bags, as long as they keep that Chanel coming in, oh yeah, they don't give a fuck. So it's two idiots really, y'all. It's really kind of perfect for each other, I guess. Whatever. I'm not the nigga though. I'm from a different type of cut, a different type of cloth. Nobody ever fooled you about me, man. Like I say, I ain't never pimped on a bitch or no shit like that. But I'd rather pimp on a bitch before I be a simp, though. I'll tell you that, boy. Before I be one of them niggas, I'd rather, you know what I'm saying? That's just being honest. And I'm not into that. Now they call that shit ain't even, I'll be looking at niggas online who be saying they pimps and shit. I'll be like, man, hey, that's criminal, ain't it? But they'll let you get away with that shit because it's, we don't get into it. Not to knock them boys or whatever. Do your thing, whatever you do. But yeah, man, I'd rather be good. You can't learn some shit from niggas too. Don't get it twisted. Some of that shit, I ain't saying you gotta go out there and straight up, pimp down all. But some of that psychological shit they be talking is real. You could take, cause the bitch is doing it. They on and they, man, when the bitch is not, when a woman is not fucking with you based. Now, if you are no good at, you ain't about shit. That's one thing. Now, nobody wants that. I'm not gonna. Now, that's why it's good to, even if you're on a mission or a quest for bread. That's one of the perks of having a chick that was fucking with you from the bottom. Don't never, if you got a down bitch and she fucking with you, and she been fucking with you from the bottom, y'all make it to a lap of luxury or whatever the fuck you're trying to get to together, and she's real, she keeping 100 with you, loyal, faithful, and all that shit. Don't ever throw her away for these new bitches that's gonna come. Cause them hoes wouldn't fuck with you if you didn't have all that shit. Don't ever do that, bro. To all my young niggas, that's serious shit right there. But if she can't fuck, based on so many words, if she don't fuck with you based off of who you are, based off your character, who you are as a person, they don't fuck with her. If it takes, I know we all, women are physical, materialistic beings. So we all like to dress fly and have a cool car and have a little shit to attract them. That's cool. Just like we like to, for them to dress up and look physically attractive to attract our attention. It all goes hand in hand. But if the relationship stops there, or what you are there, if the reason that you fucking with them stops at the surface level, that's the problem. Because I guess that goes back to the whole term. Everything that glitter isn't gold. So you dealing with me, baby. I'm glittering and gold. Yes, sir. As you can see. And if you can't see, you ain't for me. Dig that. But, yeah, man, y'all had to get out that surface level shit. Because that's why we ain't last. You think we doing some shit because you see niggas on TV balling out of control or in videos or whatever the fuck. You see niggas all these chains, all these, and they saying have this shit is fake. I wouldn't know. I don't be on them niggas like that. You think that, and they make you think that this shit is easy, just like hip hop, but entertainment industry. They're not telling you the other side of the game, like, because they can't tell you they really broke. See, when we was coming up, nigga, it was understood. We was fucked up. Now, since the game is predicated on you having to be a rich person, when you get in that shit and they dress you up and make you look like you rich, you can't even warn the next generation and say, hey, this shit is fake. Be careful. Don't put all your eggs in one basket with this music shit. Entertainment is bullshit. Get over here and find yourself stuck. Or you a one-hit wonder and too famous to go back and work some regular shit, but can't really function over here because this shit ain't all it was cracked up to be. And you find yourself in a quagmire. Fucked up. So, I'm glad. Well, like I said, we came from different times. Now these niggas gotta do more shit, stupid shit, just to maintain in the industry. From how I see it, back when I was a kid and thinking about, had aspirations of being in the music industry, I think it was more the cut and dry than it is now. Now your ass will be on the goddamn Movie Tuesdays commercial. You don't even never ate this shit before, but I gotta get that check because that damn music ain't doing it. So you do some stupid shit, selling your ass or some shit. If they ain't pimping these hoes and shit. Literally, back in the game, they used to be like, well, the record company, the record rap game is like pimps and hoes. But they were just saying that because that's how the contract and shit was set up. Now they probably really is selling ass for the label. I bet you didn't meet your quota. Give me 362. Yeah, that pink dress. Say, I don't know. I'm not on that side of the gate. But I can only speculate. Like I say, once they you start realizing they eat motherfuckers, you don't know what the fuck going on over there with them people, man. Straight up. It's all the same shit. Don't let them get you fucked up. I'm not saying the artists and shit. I'm saying the people that run that shit, that's the ultimate hand over what's going on in the music industry. Shot callers and shit, I was saying they connected to the motherfuckers that's doing the damn baby eating and shit. So you never know what type of weird games is going on with these fucking artists and shit. That's why I don't. Nah, niggas used to get a record deal back in the game. Niggas used to be like, well, man, let's go, nigga. Now niggas be like, yeah, my condolences. Are you alright? Blink twice. Shit, nigga. This shit is, man. But these some wild times we living in, man. You damn got to laugh to keep from crying, man. Yeah, man. So yeah, man. We coming up on an hour mark. So when I come back, I'm gonna just have to dive straight into the work. But I think it was good to get this little warm up out and then yeah, this was a good one. And then we'll get back and I'll show you what's going on with this book right here and show you why you may want to consider, at least take into consideration what I'm saying. Because shit gonna keep being fucked up and we're gonna keep having shit to complain about if we don't reverse what was put down with this shit. And you are the fucking key. You wanna be the women wanna be like, oh, I'm the holy queen of the mountain and you wanna be all that shit? Okay. Well, we have a problem. If you are the holy high horse sitter, that means we have to start with you. So you gotta take the good with the bad. You can't be, oh, I'm the black queen and half you hoes be saying that shit now don't even live that shit. You just another bitch jazz in the air. Truth hurts, man. I'm gonna tell you the real. And I got love for you. I ain't telling you. I ain't even knocking your whole game and you doing what you do. I ain't even knocking that. That's Ishtar energy. But you gotta at least know what the fuck you doing and know who you dealing with. Straight up. I know y'all don't want to do that shit your whole life. Some may have to, but if you do have considerations of making an exit. You want to know how to not bring your whorish ways into regular relationship, a regular relationship. If anybody trying to you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. A hoe has to turn herself into a housewife, and then go and make herself accessible to somebody that's looking for a housewife. So keep that in mind. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, and we'll be back.